Okay, let's dive in. We've been looking at this recurring idea across a lot of the material we've gathered. It's powerful, but also kind of stark.
Right.
The core concept is that everyone, literally every person, starts with this seed of greatness. But then you look around, and the numbers suggest something like 95% of people, well, they don't quite make it. They get stuck.
Stuck in mediocrity, yeah. It's a really arresting statistic, makes you stop and think.
Definitely.
And our goal today isn't just to, throw that number out there. It's to really unpack why. What are the specific mindsets, the habits that seem to separate that successful minority?
So we're digging into the reasons people settle.
Exactly. We've distilled it down to 5 core reasons based on the sources, 5 things that hold people back, and more importantly, the 5 sort of pivots you need to make. And this isn't about luck, right? It's about conscious choices, habits of mind and action.
Got it. Okay, so reason number 1. The sources say the biggest, most common reason people fail is surprisingly simple.
Right.
They just never decide what success is for them.
Yeah. They just drift. The phrase used like a ship without a rudder, constantly reacting, never actually steering.
You mean they're busy, they're doing things, but there's no overarching goal.
Precisely. They lack what the writings call definiteness of purpose. Big difference between just being active and actually achieving something meaningful. Answering emails, ticking off tasks. It feels productive.
But it's not directed.
It's not directed anywhere specific. All that energy just gets scattered. Think of an archer, right? Pulling back the bowstring, lots of tension, lots of effort.
But aiming nowhere in particular.
Exactly. The arrow flies, but it could go anywhere. That's most people's lives, according to these sources. Busy, working hard even, but not moving towards anything significant because there's no compass, no fixed point.
Okay, so the fix is getting that definite aim. But how does just like wanting something specific change things? Is it just positive thinking?
It's more than just wishing. It's about alignment. The sources argue that when you truly fix a specific desire in your mind, really define it, your whole subconscious starts working on it. It filters information differently.
So you start noticing things you wouldn't have before.
Yeah.
Opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. And you stop wasting energy on trivial stuff. Obstacles don't look like dead ends anymore. They look like problems to solve on the way to your goal. Circumstances start to bend because you've stopped bending to every little distraction. Success, they say, only really responds to clarity, to someone saying, right, this is what I want, this is where I'm going.
Okay, makes sense. But even with a clear goal, there's this internal battle. The second big obstacle, fear, described as this invisible enemy.
Oh, yeah, and it's sneaky. That's the key thing the sources emphasize. Fear rarely shouts. It usually whispers.
Whispers what?
Things that sound perfectly reasonable. It disguises itself as, caution or logic or just being realistic.
Get your hopes up, that kind of thing.
Exactly. What if you fail? What will people think? Are you sure you're ready? It sounds like smart risk assessment, but often it's just fear talking.
But hang on, isn't some caution good? How do you tell the difference?
That's the crucial bit. Real caution uses external facts, planning, paralyzing fear. That comes from inside. It's about worrying about potential embarrassment or loss or criticism.
And the sources list specific types.
Yeah, the big ones are fear of poverty keeps people stuck in jobs they hate. Fear of criticism kills brilliant ideas before they're even spoken. And just the plain fear of failing itself.
Which leads straight to procrastination, right? The ultimate action killer.
Absolutely. That's fear's favorite hiding spot. Oh, I'm not quite ready yet. I just need a bit more research. I'll start tomorrow. It's all just stalling tactics to avoid the moment you might face that criticism or that defeat.
So the successful people, they don't feel fear.
No, they feel it. Same doubts, same nerves. The difference is their commitment to their purpose outweighs their need for comfort. They feel the fear, and they act anyway. They walk through it.
That's the mastery part.
That's the mastery. Courage isn't not feeling fear, it's doing it despite the fear. They understand that staying small, staying inside those invisible walls, fear builds. That's surrender. Letting a ghost run your life.
Okay, so you have purpose, you're managing fear, but then you hit roadblocks. Which brings us to point 3. Quitting too soon. Giving up when things get tough.
Ah, the classic 3 feet from gold scenario. It's tragic, really. The sources are really clear on this. The path to anything worthwhile is never smooth. Setbacks, delays, flat-out defeats. They're part of the process.
They're not signs to stop.
No, they're tests. They're life asking, okay, how badly do you actually want this? Resistance isn't just an obstacle. Some sources suggest it's almost like a filter.
Filter. How so?
Well, if success was easy, everyone would have it, right? The 95% wouldn't be stuck. So maybe challenges exist to test your resolve to see if you'll stick it out. Think about, the inventors mentioned, like Edison.
Right, the 10,000 attempts.
He didn't see them as failures. He saw them as finding 10,000 ways not to do it. Each defeat was just data, information, not a reason to quit.
And that waiting period, especially now, instant gratification culture.
Yeah.
That must be harder than ever. Waiting for results when you don't see anything happening.
Uh-huh. It really is. But persistence, that's the hidden ingredient. It's what turns those apparent defeats into victory down the line. It's rarely about being the smartest or most talented. It's about who's willing to keep swinging the axe, even when the tree looks like it's not even scratched.
Because quitting is the only guarantee of failure.
It's the surest way. You have to endure that quiet period, that watering the soil when nothing seems to be growing, to eventually see the harvest.
Which leads us nicely to the fourth point. People spend more energy making excuses than actually doing anything.
Oh, absolutely. And excuses feel good, don't they? They're comfortable. Little psychological shields. Well, it's easier on the ego, isn't it? Saying, I can't do X because I don't have the money or the time or the right connections. It feels better than admitting maybe I'm scared to try or I haven't made it a priority.
So the excuses become the walls of your own prison.
That's the analogy used, yeah. Bricks in the prison of failure. And think about what making excuses does. It transfers responsibility. It's basically saying, my success isn't up to me, it's up to the economy or luck or other people.
You're handing over your power.
Completely. And perfectionism gets a mention here too. That's a modern favorite, isn't it? I can't launch this until it's perfect.
Which sounds responsible, but
it's often just fear wearing a fancy coat. Waiting for perfect conditions means waiting forever. The successful people highlighted in these sources, they often started with absolutely nothing. Imperfect conditions, limited resources.
But they didn't hide behind excuses.
They just started, they acted. And that's the key difference, the great equalizer. Taking one small step, even a clumsy one, has infinitely more power than dreaming up 1,000 reasons why you can't. The person who wins is one who does, not the one who explains why it couldn't be done.
Okay, 4 down, 1 to go. And this one feels subtle. The fifth reason for failure: who you hang around with, your associations.
Yeah, this is huge and maybe underestimated because your thinking patterns, they're heavily influenced by the people you spend time with. There's that saying reference.
The average of the 5 people won.
That's the one. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And if those 5 people are constantly negative or limited in their thinking or always complaining,
That rubs off on you.
it becomes your mental background noise. Their limits start to feel like your limits. The sources call them wrong associations, and they describe the effect as like dripping poison.
Poison. How? Give me an example.
Okay, say you have a big goal, that definite purpose we talked about. You share it with these wrong associations. They probably won't attack the idea directly. They'll attack you. They'll say things like, oh, be realistic, or remember what happened last time you tried something ambitious. They might even laugh because maybe they've given up on their own dreams. Their doubts plant seeds in your mind.
So they anchor you down.
Exactly. Whereas the right associations, the right people, they're like fuel. They challenge you. They expect you to succeed. Their own achievements show you what's possible.
They lift you up instead of pulling you down.
Right. It comes back to that powerful image. You cannot fly with eagles if you spend your days scratching the ground with chickens. Who you talk to, what you talk about, it shapes your thinking and ultimately your destiny. Choose your circle carefully. So just to pull it all together from the material we covered, success isn't really about some innate gift only a few possess. It boils down to making these 5 crucial choices pretty much every day.
Okay, recap them quickly.
Choose purpose. Don't just drift. Choose courage. Don't let fear rule you. Choose persistence. Don't quit when it gets hard. Choose action. Stop making excuses. And choose your associations wisely. Surround yourself with eagles, not chickens.
Right. So for everyone listening, we started with that idea. Born with greatness, but few achieve it. The sources seem to conclude it's not about being chosen, it's about choosing.
Yeah, it puts the power back in your hands.
So the final thought is really a question for you as you reflect on this. Which of these 5 areas is maybe your sticking point right now? Is it defining that purpose clearly? Is it the fear holding you back, maybe stopping too soon, or the excuses, or perhaps the people you're spending time with?
Yeah, pinpointing that one area, the one that resonates most strongly today, mastering that could be the pivot you need. It's about making that conscious choice.